everyone. Welcome to a special Comic-Con edition of GT Live. I am, of course, Kyle Bossman, filling in for Brandon Jones, who is in San Diego at Comic-Con right now. But before we introduce him, let me show you everyone who's on the table with us. We have Daniel Bloodworth to my left.
Hi.
We have Michael Huber to my right.
Greetings.
He's got one turn left in his Hearthstone match, so don't let that distract you.
One more, actually. I believe.
All right, he's really trying to wrap this up.
He has 2 health.
Elise Willems, reading chat. She's in the chat room if you want to speak to Chibi Weezy. Ian Hank making this happen.
Hey.
Don Casanova on the couch. Hold on, Don. I'm not sure that was communicated. You have to explain who these two people are. No, bring them close to the camera.
Oh, yeah, we don't have a game to play this week, so I'm just reenacting Matrix scenes with Neo and Agent Smith here, as you can see. But
Done.
Mr. Anderson, you seem to have a problem with authority. I do.
It's supposed to be, you're empty.
So are you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be cutting back to that reenactment throughout the show, and then of course let's see Brandon. Brandon, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Can you hear us? Is this working?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Who's that with you?
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm Amanda Troop, and I'm also Brandon Jones's better half, as they say.
And you're also in San Diego.
I'm also in San Diego. This is what San Diego looks like.
Yeah. Welcome everyone.
Amanda, one of our favorite things on the stream is hearing Brandon say "my wife," and
My wife.
there it is. Can we see the rest of your room? Can we see like out the window at San Diego?
Sure.
Yeah, you're gonna be really
There's the window.
not impressed.
Look how sunny it is over there.
There's the rest of the condo. Yeah, there's
Oh,
there's
nice.
a pool. Here, let's check out the pool.
Okay.
Whoa.
We're
This is
getting
why I
a
love
big
the internet.
overexposure here. Look,
Twins.
there's a pool.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Pool. Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll be making it into the pool.
So, Brandon, the reason why this is a special Comic-Con edition of GT Live is that you have seen, it looks like more than 12, a handsome dozen of games at Comic-Con, and we want to talk to you about them.
Clearly, the winner of the entire list is Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.
No. Don't you say Naruto. It's Naruto.
Naruto. I
It's
apologize.
Naruto.
Wait, wait, are you serious or are you trolling me, Brandon?
Yeah, Huber needs to know if that's
No, I'm just
sincere.
kidding.
Oh.
Well, it's Ninja Storm. They made another Ninja Storm. Looks good. It's a fighting game.
It is Naruto.
It's
There it
Naruto.
is. We got it on the screen now.
Yeah.
But man, Bandai Namco, they know how to do an appointment. Bandai Namco is just like, there's this game and this game and this game. I played a bunch of stuff with Bandai Namco, but yeah. So I mean, you know, what have you guys heard? I mean, we can, you know, what's Comic-Con been like from Los Angeles?
It's been like, it feels lonely. We see a lot of tweets from people having a great time. It's Comic-Con is strange from the LA perspective because you feel left out. You feel like everyone is there.
Yeah, there is a lot of people here. I've actually bumped into a lot of Defied people just walking around. I bumped into the Warp Zone guys. Andrea Renee is in the Xbox booth this year, so I've seen her a couple times. So yeah, Defied Media's got a good presence at the show. So I'm proud of, go Defied. So
Brandon, what is the game you can't wait to talk about right now? What do you want to start with?
Lego Dimensions. We
Okay.
gotta start with. Because
Yeah.
I think we've talked a little bit about Lego Dimensions, but that like kicked off the weekend. So Wednesday we get off the train, we go to this. The show actually doesn't start until Thursday. I think the doors open around 10 or 11 a.m. So this is like even before preview night. So Wednesday night they have preview night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., which is just for special ticket purchasers and press and staff and celebrities and stuff like that to just go in and gobble up all of the cool exclusives. I grabbed Damiani a couple Carbuncle plushies.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
But a couple hours before preview night, we went to a special event where Peter Capaldi, who is the current Doctor, came out on stage along with 2 other actresses, Jenna Coleman, who is his companion, and another woman who is another actress on the show that I can't remember her name. And they were going to demo Doctor Who in Lego Dimensions. And they had already announced that Doctor Who...
And Stephen Moffat.
And Stephen Moffat,
yeah.
who's the
main
the
writer.
head of the show. Yeah,
He's basically the creator of the reboot that started with what's his face?
With Christopher Eccleston.
There you go.
Who did that for a year, and then David Tennant and then Matt Smith, and then
He
now
was
Peter
just a
Capaldi
writer.
is the fourth Doctor of this new generation.
So, like, whenever you're watching that and the episode's written by Stephen Moffat, it's a big deal. And he was there, which is a big deal, which means that it was pretty exciting. It's like, okay, we're about to get to some serious Doctor Who stuff.
Well, I was skeptical. I was like, okay, we're gonna see Doctor Who, but like they're just gonna show a level, Like we'll put a Dalek on and we'll run around on a Dalek, which is like his enemy. And they showed something off that I think was my favorite, next to like Ken from Street Fighter. I think it was like one of the biggest announcements, video game wise, to come out of Comic-Con, and that's that Peter Capaldi is doing the voiceover for his character. But if you go inside the TARDIS, so the TARDIS is an actual vehicle that you can put in Lego Dimensions. Time and relative dimensions in space. That's like his time travel machine. It's his DeLorean, basically. It's this police box that is this giant space station on the inside. And you can get in it and you can just ride it around the environment. But you can also actually go into the TARDIS as an environment. And there's a little place where you can walk up and you can switch from Peter Capaldi to any Doctor ever.
Yep.
Including John Hurt was a Doctor for like 5 minutes for like one episode.
He's the war Doctor.
And you can be him.
Is it
Yeah.
John
And then
Hurt's
if you-
voice?
Right. I don't know if they have the voices. I doubt it.
They could have just like little like grunts and sounds that sort of are reminiscent of those. I mean, who knows? I don't think they got even if they like. I would say that a lot of people are going to probably play as the David Tennant Doctor because he's everybody's favorite. I would be surprised if he didn't make some little noises. I wonder if maybe they just got a permission to lift some things from the show, or if they got someone to voice match. But I think we'll just have to wait to see that because they didn't play enough of it for us to hear any sound.
Yeah, it was really loud in the room. But so not only can you be all of these different Doctors, all of them animate differently. Their attacks look different. They walk different. Like the first Doctor is like holding his chest when he walks around. When you leave the TARDIS and then go back in, it becomes that Doctor's TARDIS.
No way.
So every time a new Doctor
Awesome.
appeared on the show, they totally redesigned the interior of the TARDIS. So when you pick the first Doctor and you leave and then go back in, it's all black and white. And it's all the old, like,
That's
50s
crazy.
TV show or 60s
Yes.
TV show when it started.
It's very cool.
And,
I
like, the room lost it. Like,
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
That's sweet.
Like, that could have been Lego Doctor Who. Like,
Right.
You're done. That's your, like, nice Lego Doctor Who game.
Yeah.
You're finished.
But it's actually just part of Lego Dimensions. I mean, there's so much more to it than that, and it's all super cute. And so many little things change within the game. Like if you put Scooby-Doo on, his little avatar pops up at the corner of the screen, and around his avatar is a different like kind of frame. His hearts look different for his life meter. Every single character has a slightly different what would you call it? Like a overlay.
Right.
When
Just
you,
the HUD totally changes.
Wait, you can be
They pointed out something I
Scooby-Doo?
didn't notice
Yeah.
about Scooby, but all of the characters can ride vehicles, and when Scooby rides a vehicle, he just sits on top of it and covers his eyes, like as he's driving around.
And if he's fighting in a battle and he gets scared, he just runs away like just all the time. But you can still fight with him, but he's just frightened the entire time.
You look like Ian said something that I couldn't hear.
Huber is losing his mind about
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo.
this is crazy. Scooby-Doo, and I just saw Homer Simpson.
The
Yeah.
Simpsons are in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a ton of properties, and that brings me to the next thing that is better about Lego Dimensions than Disney Infinity. I said it.
Oh,
no.
Whoa.
This is
Oh,
Wait,
whoa.
what?
Yes.
Say it again.
I'm not. Well, hold on. I
What
did.
did you say?
I did not say that Lego Dimensions is a better video game than Disney Infinity because I have yet to play 3.0 and Lego Dimensions in its entirety. But one of the major things that Lego Dimensions has on Disney Infinity and probably Skylanders is that. So say you buy the starter pack for Disney Infinity. It comes with the Twilight of the Republic playset. And then there's the toy box and all this other stuff that you can do in the game. But there's, if you want to get the Rise Against the Empire playset.
You gotta hold it very still. Remember, hold that very still.
Okay, oh, wait, there.
Give it
Okay.
10 more seconds. There we go. That's some good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's gone. You know what it looks like. So, if you want to play as Luke, or you want to play in that playset, you have to purchase this totally separate thing. Whereas in Lego Dimensions, there's going to be a single-player game. There's like the main game that you play. Through that game, and I think it's the starter pack, which is $100, which is kind of expensive, comes with Batman and Wildstyle from the movie and Gandalf. Batman, Wildstyle, and Gandalf in that single-player game that you purchase for $100 go through all of that content.
Even Doctor
So
Who?
they bump into Doctor Who, Scooby-Doo, Simpsons, Ninjago, the Midway. They haven't even announced Midway stuff. Yeah, Portal.
Back to the Future.
Oh,
Back to the Future.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
All of that is in that starter pack. All of it.
Crazy.
The difference is, if you want to play as Doctor Who, you have to buy the figure.
Right.
Brandon, I have a question, and also to chat. If you have any questions, please send them in, and we'll talk to you. We'll ask
And we're
you
looking
questions.
in chat, so.
Cool.
Yeah, if you tag me, I'm Hermione Forever on
And,
the chat. I'll be checking it and trying to answer whatever.
And Chibi Weezy over here on our side.
So I remember one thing about all the vehicles in the game is that you can take them apart and rearrange them. Can you rearrange the TARDIS?
They said you could, but I don't think so. We tried, but I think it's just a luck.
What do you mean we
the press
tried?
guy might have been
Yeah,
I think the PR guy might have been confused.
I think most of the things, all the little characters, you can pull them apart and
They're
combine
Legos.
them. They're Legos.
There's like a little base that they're on, and you can take them off, which is potentially a bad thing.
Yes.
Is that the Smosh guys were actually at the event, and Mari was playing Lego, and she picked up Doctor Who, and she was like, "Look, he's got his little sonic screwdriver," and it fell out of her hand, and I was like, "It's gone. Forget it.
Oh,
It's
no,
over."
I did that.
Was that you?
That
Yeah.
was me. Yeah, I was like, well, that's everyone's dog is gonna have to go to the vet after having eaten a sonic screwdriver. An epidemic, Christmas rolls around, everyone gets their Lego Dimensions game, and the day after Christmas, everyone's at the vet. Or your 3-year-old puts it up there. Something's gonna happen with that sonic screwdriver. Is what I'm saying.
Or somebody's little brother is gonna swap everyone's heads. So
Oh,
you
yeah,
go to get Marty McFly, and you're like, "Wait, what? Wait, Mom!"
Legos are for mature kids.
Here's the cool thing: is that if you want to, you can rebuild your little characters on your what is it called, on your base,
Right.
and then you can go in the game and you can customize. You can put Marty McFly's head on Doctor Who if you want to, and just play like that. It doesn't change anything. I think you're still whoever the base belongs to is who you're playing as. But if you want to make someone look totally weird and combo
Because
things
they're
up,
Legos. You
they're
can take
Legos.
them off the base and play with them as Legos.
Will
It
it
doesn't-
save
it
your
doesn't-
combination in the game?
Sorry?
Will it save that combination, your custom combination inside the game? Will it save?
It's not in the
No,
game.
no.
It's literally
Oh,
just
okay.
the toy itself.
Yeah, so it doesn't if you change up the way you build your Lego in IRL in real life.
Yeah. We know IRL.
It doesn't read that change up in the little toy. You have to go in the game and then customize it within the game. But then sure, you could probably save it that way. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I asked if it would save it if you change the toy, because that would be sweet. But I guess it would involve the toys being the most high tech,
Yeah, we're not there yet.
ready little toys ever, and I don't think the world is ready for that yet.
And another thing that's so great about Dimensions is when you think about Back to the Future and Wizard of Oz, that doesn't make sense, and it doesn't, and the game knows that, and so just seeing Batman and Doctor Who interact is hilarious.
Wait, how do they interact?
In the story, when he first meets Doctor Who, they're going through the dimensional portal, and the TARDIS flies in, and Doctor Who shoots a grappling hook and pulls them all in. And he's like, "I'm a time traveler." And Batman's like, "There's no such thing as time travel." And he's like, "Oh yeah, well how did I get your grappling hook?" And he gives the grappling hook to Batman. Batman's like, "It's a decoy. You copied it." So this Batman can't wrap his head around time travel.
So we have a few quick questions here.
Cool.
Is there a Middle Earth world? There's Legolas.
There's Lord of the Rings. Yep.
So so there is some kind of
Because Gandalf.
Lord of the Rings. Thank you, Haru 1717. And then Lewin W.
Do they make a big deal that he's Legolas?
Legolas?
Legolas.
No.
Maybe they will.
I hope so.
They have to make that joke. They have
Well, they
to.
already did Lego Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
They didn't play that up as much as they should.
Maybe they will this time. No, that's pretty funny. So Lovin W wants to know: will we get customizability like Disney Infinity has?
Oh, no, that's the one thing that they're not. Well, that's Lego Worlds, basically. It's a totally separate game.
Oh,
So
toy box.
any kind
Yeah.
of building your own Lego stuff, I think they really kind of put in a separate game.
That's what I thought. this
Okay,
one was.
Big Cat 4848 wants to know: is Harry Potter in Lego Dimensions? And
Not
let
yet.
me tell you, I really want that to be true. And I actually saw Clara Oswald in her, like, you know, she has that little schoolgirl outfit that she wears sometimes.
That's
and she's
the
she's
Doctor's
the Doctor's
Companion.
companion. And I went, Hermione's in the game. And Brandon was like, no, that's Clara. And I was like, ah. So
Right.
not yet. When that happens,
Crushing dreams.
the game will be perfect.
Voldemort
So,
versus Gandalf showdown.
Is Marvel in it with DC?
No, I actually played Lego Avengers, which is another thing. Maybe as long as we're talking about Lego, we can just move on to Lego Avengers.
Let's transition right in there.
That seems like a pretty easy transition.
So I'm sorry, Brandon, before you start with Lego Avengers, I have one
Yes.
key question.
Okay.
Is there a hub world?
There is a it's not very elaborate. Like
Oh,
there is a hub world that
What are
you
you
go
crying
to. You remember I was telling you before that each vehicle in the game has 3 different modes. So the Batmobile has like 2 other versions of the Batmobile it can turn into.
Yeah.
And in game they actually show you how to take apart the toy and turn it into that other
Oh yeah, that
version.
part I think is genius.
When you are introduced to when you basically unlock those new versions of the vehicles, you go back to this hub world. But it's just like a little cave. It's kind of like if all of the dimensions are coming together, this is like the cave of dimensions or something. It's like a lot of the trailers show Wild Style Gandalf and Batman in this like cave. And so.
Speak specifically about Avengers. The reason I love Lego Marvel though is that huge New York City hub world.
Right.
Do we have that?
Lego Avengers is going to be both Avengers movies and wink wink more. I don't know what that more is, but they hinted that there's going to be more. I tried to get them to admit that they're going to do some S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, maybe from the show, but they were like, oh yeah, that could be fun, but like they didn't really confirm anything. So like you imagine the beginning of Avengers 2, they go to that castle. There's like the big castle battle in the beginning of Avengers 2. Like that's its own world.
Yeah.
And Manhattan will be its own world, and like any of the other places they go to in Avengers movies.
What
To the
happens-
end of Avengers, I can't remember what country they go to, but like that'll be its own open world.
What
And you
happens in
can-
between?
What happens between what?
The worlds.
Just on a plane or something?
This
I
is
think you
very
just
important
load.
to me.
I didn't load up any world. They were only showing off Manhattan. So
Got
I
it,
didn't-
got it.
They were just showing off the first Avengers movie. But they mentioned that it's not the storyline isn't going to be Avengers 1 and then Avengers 2. They kind of cut them both together. Like you kind of bounce back and forth between the movies. So he said like it actually starts with Avengers 2, like it's the very first scene.
Huh.
And then when Tony Stark gets Loki's staff, then it goes back to the first movie and you see Loki with his staff, and then it goes through parts. So like
Breaking that
it's not
context.
just like a strict retelling.
Huber's not happy about this. What's good? What is good about Lego Marvel Avengers?
They said it's going to be bigger than Marvel superheroes,
Okay.
which seems illogical to me, and I told them that. I was like, well,
Yeah.
you make a game called Lego Marvel Superheroes, and then you make a game called Lego Avengers, it seems like you're just focusing on the Avengers. And he's like, nope. He's like, we're digging really, really, really deep into the Marvel, pantheon to like bring up a lot of cool characters that have previously fought with the Avengers. Quicksilver has an awesome ability that I don't know if he had in Marvel Superheroes. Was Quicksilver in Marvel Superheroes?
No, you're talking about that cool one where you can lock onto multiple enemies and dash through them?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's new. That's all new.
That was really fun. I like that. And then there was like a little ghost image of him whenever he like attacks somebody, so like he appears in multiple places. Combo moves is a big thing this time. So like when Thor like jumps on Captain America's shield and hits it and does like a big AoE attack. Or
That's
like
cool.
in Avengers 2 when like Captain America throws his shield and Thor like hits it, so there's lots of fun. Like there was one where Cap like threw Black Widow up in the air and she like pulled out guns and did a big circle attack. So there's lots of fun combos, and they mentioned that not all of the characters will have combos, but like a huge deal of them will. So not just the Avengers, but like when you bring in all these other crazy Marvel characters, he said it's really fun to experiment with like who's. He's like, well, I wonder, can these guys do a little combo meter? And they can.
Question about the Avengers. Does it, from BarrelBot, does Lego Avengers use voice snippets from the movies?
They do. They do use the voice.
No. Uh-oh.
Well, that's the thing, Kyle. I brought that up, and I said some people don't like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, we did it with Lego Batman 2, and he's like, when we do these movie properties, he's like, it's really important for us. He said, we like it because it makes us feel authentic to the source material that we're doing. And he brought up a good point, which I don't think like will make you feel better about it across the board. But the point that he brought up is he's like, now that we have these samples from the movie, we can make jokes we never could before. They're like basically, if we're telling the story and they can't talk, our whole mindset is, how the hell are we going to tell this story without them speaking? But he's like, as long as they're speaking, then we can do kind of this like parody of the movie. Then we can take these scenes that you're familiar with in the movie and take these original voice samples and goof around with it.
To me, like, the charm came from them having to mime and work around that.
Yeah.
But maybe a game like Avengers will work better than, say, Lord of the Rings, because Avengers is a little bit more fun and humorous, whereas Lord of the Rings, it just kind of weird that they had this really intense dialogue.
Yeah, Jurassic World too. We played Jurassic World. It was kind of the same.
Maybe Avengers will work better.
Yeah, did the dialogue seem off-putting within this world?
I played Lego Avengers in the middle of the Lego booth on 9 big screens, all stacked together.
So you heard everything crystal clear. Yeah. All right.
But speaking of voiceover, he mentioned that Colby Smulders, who is Nick Fury's right-hand
Maria Hill
woman in Shields, is going to do new voiceover for the game. So she's kind of like your like partner in crime through the whole game. So she's the one who like sends you on missions and stuff. So she's recording like a whole new set of stuff for the game.
So now
and
we need Agent Carter in there too.
What's up?
Agent Carter needs to get in there too.
Yeah, that was. I should have. I tried to get him to spoil something, but. And he mentioned that when they brought Lego Marvel Superheroes to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, he said that was really last minute. He was like, we designed that game for the 360 and the PS3 and PC, and it was just kind of like right at the last minute. We were like, oh, okay, we can do it on these new consoles. So it was really just kind of like an upgrade of an old game, where he's like, this one is built for PS4 and for Xbox One. He's like, there's tons. He's like, there's a lot more sound effects that we can do. There's a lot more we have a lot more characters on screen. We can have crazier effects. And one last thing that really cracked me up: Tony Stark is now a character in the game. So there's multiple different versions of Iron Man that you can just go straight to. So if you're like, I want to be Mark 1 or I want to be the Iron Man from Iron Man 2, you can just like, boop, select that Iron Man and he'll jump in the game. Or you can pick Tony Stark and you could go inside his helmet. And there's like little Lego like Tony Stark looking around, like when you get really close at Robert Downey Jr.'s face. And he's inside his helmet, and then you can select all of the different types of Iron Man armor.
That's cool.
And then he'll animate getting into that armor. So like one thing, he like select like the Iron Man 3 outfit, and then like Tony's standing there, and it like lands behind him, and is like, hey, I'm here. And like Tony can't see him, and he like taps him on the shoulder, and Tony's like, oh, and then like jumps back into the suit, and then he goes. And when you select the Mark 1 suit, Stan Lee walks in with a big crate of the parts and like puts it down and then like puts all the individual parts on Iron Man. So like it's really fun. I think that's one of the funny things about Lego games. It's like, what happens if I do this? And I think they're really playing that up. I was not excited about Lego Avengers. I was like, this has got to be just a cash in. It's like, like Disney's got the Marvel brand, so we can't bring Marvel into Lego Dimensions, but let's, we got Age of Ultron, so let's do something. But they said it's going to be bigger than Marvel Superheroes, which we shall see.
Brandon, we got a request for me to boop you on the nose from chat, and I said no. But then you said the word boop, and everyone was really excited that you just went ahead and said the word boop.
I said boop after they requested that?
Yeah, I think you were like, and then this thing happens, and boop, you're this other character.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nice.
That's as close as we're gonna get to a boop on the nose.
I don't think we should boop anybody on the nose.
And let me check my notes. And there's going to be random crimes, which is cool, which they didn't have in Manhattan. So
they didn't have those in Batman either. Nice.
Random stuff will pop up.
Awesome.
One last word wants to know, do you have to save Stan Lee every level again?
No, I don't think he was like the person in peril in Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be that in this, but they said that in Avengers 1 and Avengers 2, they're going to slip in Stan Lee whenever they can. So if there was like a random person in those movies that has like a random line of dialogue in one scene, it's going to be Stan Lee. And one of the examples that they gave is there's a scene in Avengers 1 when Loki goes to Germany and makes all the people bow. And like all the people bow, and then that one old man stands up and he's like, like, listen to your elders. And he like makes an example of that one old man. That guy's Stan Lee in the Lego game. So he's a bus driver. He keeps popping up.
I'm going to request our resident Stanley champion, Amanda Troop, to explain to us what that would sound like.
So what did he say in the game? He's like,
I don't remember his actual line of dialogue from Avengers, but
so listen, Loki, he's a bad guy. He has crazy powers. He wants to get that hammer. It's a really powerful hammer. Excelsior.
That's perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
so yeah, Lego obviously making a huge play at Comic-Con. Checked out the Nintendo Lounge. Nintendo has a fun lounge. Oh, were there any other Lego questions you guys
Just
had?
one I thought was kind of interesting, which is most obscure superhero you guys saw, or one that you were like, I have no idea who that guy is.
In Lego Avengers, it was the Avengers basically. I don't think they were.
Who was the one with the face that was sort of see-through?
That was the early broken version of Ultron.
Oh.
And who was the?
So when Ultron first walks up and he's like hobbling and like you're all strings, like
and
there's that Ultron.
Who was the purple guy?
The purple guy was the Vision.
The Vision.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And I just want to say, like, there's some really cute stuff in that game. Like when Hulk hulks out, it's like very Lego-y. So like each little part of his arm changes from like small Lego to large green Lego, and so it like changes out like really in an adorable way, as Legos are. And like Tony Stark's little Legos, like little Lego, you know how in Legos they have like the little flat plates that you can use for like shingles or whatever.
Absolutely.
So all these little shingles come out and like cover him in his Iron Man suit, which it's so they every little detail is just beautifully rendered. And
I believe Lego shingles is the official term. I think that's.
you should actually if you had chickenpox as a child, you should get your Lego shingles vaccination.
That was brutal.
Because you don't want to get Lego shingles when you're older. It's very painful.
I'm sorry, did you say Nintendo has a Wonderland? What was this?
Oh yeah, they have a space that's outside of the main floor,
Kyle,
right?
I went to the Nintendo Wonder. No, I went.
Was it
they have a
nice?
lounge. Sony is the one company not really doing anything at Comic-Con. Like they, there's PlayStation 4s everywhere demoing games, but like Xbox has a lounge, Nintendo has a lounge, and Sony doesn't really have a presence here.
You gotta have a lounge.
Well, Sony's got their own
nice.
press. They've got their own press event now, so
Yeah.
they got PSX. They don't need to go to Comic-Con.
They're lounging on the lounge.
Yeah, exactly.
What was good from the Nintendo Lounge though?
So everything so the 3 or 4 games I checked out Nintendo Lounge were at E3. I think they were the same versions of games that were at E3, but I totally skipped Nintendo or for the most part at E3. So there was nothing really Nintendo at Judges Week. So I finally got to play Yoshi's Woolly World, Skylanders Superchargers, which Mike Huber and I need to discuss.
Whoa.
at length.
Bowser. Did you play as Bowser?
Super Mario Maker and Zelda Triforce Heroes.
Okay, so let's start with Bowser. You
Did
got him worked up.
Did you play as Bowser?
I tore it up as Bowser.
Yes.
This is one of the first things I can think of ever that is exclusive to a Nintendo console that is a legitimate sell.
Yeah.
And I don't mean obviously if a game is exclusive to Wii or Wii U, then that's a sell. But if a game is multi-platform and they're like, on the Wii, we have this thing. And you're like, okay, I'm going to get it on PS4, Xbox One, thank you, or PC. But man, Donkey Kong and Bowser are legitimate sells. The game doesn't look as good on the Wii U as it does on the PS4 or Xbox One, but they really went all out. They clearly didn't just okay, we'll put this skin on a character and yay, you're Bowser. Bowser has way more abilities than any Skylander ever. They clearly made these very, very robust characters.
Yeah, I remember he has an airship, and then you can summon Koopas as your little minions.
Yeah, that's pretty cute.
So you summon Koopas, and you can summon 4 Koopas, and they just walk around, and then if you jump on them, they drop into their shells and then just bounce off of everything. Both Donkey Kong and Bowser have different modes that they switch into. So Bowser gets bigger and becomes just is on fire, and one of his attacks is just flame barf. He just you literally just hold the button down and just eats everybody in fire. It's amazing. And Donkey Kong has a barrel over one shoulder, so he walks along with one hand and he has his barrel over his shoulder and he chucks barrels.
But he doesn't banana barf, right?
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, Bowser flame barfs. I hope that Donkey Kong doesn't banana barf everywhere. That would be
does not banana barf.
Not as effective.
But Donkey Kong's big power-up is he'll put 2 barrels on his fists, and then it's basically same thing. All of the buttons all do totally different attacks. He has one attack where Kyle, as I'm sure you're familiar with in Donkey Kong games, you know, you have your like barrel shot where like you have like the barrels will be moving and you have to aim to like get in another barrel.
Absolutely.
He'll do a thing where like he fires up into a barrel and it'll slide over to an enemy and then drop Donkey Kong like right on top of him. There's 3 different types. There's tons of different like vehicles that are gonna be in the game, but it's basically land, sea, and air. And Bowser's is a plane, and Donkey Kong is a vehicle. It's like a little barrel motorcycle thing, and any Skylander can go into any vehicle, but if you match them, so if like you get Bowser and you get Bowser's plane and you put them together, it totally changes and it becomes more of like
It's supercharged.
it's
Supercharged. Sure.
but it becomes more like wooden, kind of like his airships in Super Mario Bros. 3. It kind of has that like wood paneling, and
So the
you
vehicle
can
itself
customize
transforms?
when you load it on. So you know how it does that little, they call it the magic moment, but like I call it having to wait for 8 seconds while I get to play the game again. But
I think those magic moments are important. I love those.
So it's basically in that moment. So you put like it's like Bowser, and then you put like his thing on. It's like supercharged. The Bowser like breathes fire on it, and it puts like Bowser's head on the front and like all these extra like guns and stuff.
Cool.
So any Skylander, so if you have Bowser and you have that vehicle, any Skylander can fly around in Bowser's vehicle. But if you put Bowser in it, like it goes nuts.
Yeah.
And if you put Donkey Kong on his car, Diddy appears on the side, and Diddy will like shoot weapons, like shoot stuff. It was amazing, man. It was clear. It's you know, when you go to demo these games, like you bring your expectations with it, and like I mean I guess I must have really low expectations for Skylanders because I was not expecting there to be like 9 different attacks that I could do as Donkey Kong and Skylanders. So it's a sell. Like I don't, if I review Skylanders Superchargers, I will probably review it on Xbox One and PS4 just because I think it looks better and plays better. But we gotta stream that game on Wii U. I mean, that's
Brandon, I had never really played Skylanders, and at E3 I don't like to linger on a game too long because there's lines, and that's just not the environment I'm comfortable with playing a game like that. But I remember picking up Bowser, and I played for like 20 minutes. I just did not stop.
Nice.
But Brandon, so far the only way to get Bowser is to buy the Wii version or the 3DS version of that game.
I think they're going to pull a Disney Infinity. So what Disney Infinity is doing is the Boba Fett figure, if you buy like either if you pre-order the PS4 starter pack, or if you get like, I think they have something called like the Saga bundle, which is Rise Against the Empire and Twilight of the Republic together. So you get like the game and you get 2 play sets. That comes with Boba Fett. But if you want to buy Boba Fett on his own, that's going to be available in like January or something.
Okay.
And they did the thing with Mickey. Like Amazon had like some weird bundle where if you spent like $150 on like everything for Infinity, then you got Sorcerer Mickey with 1.0. So they're probably going to do that. I think at launch they're going to want people to pick up the stuff for specific consoles. Hopefully they'll send it to us so we can get our hands on it. But then I imagine like a month or 2 later, they'll release it as a standalone figure that you can use in anything. Because you can use it in anything, just like all the Toys to Life stuff. Like it doesn't matter. Like even like Lego Dimensions, like that Doctor Who figure isn't a PS4 figure. Like you can put him on anything.
Yeah.
I thought this was really fascinating.
Oh boy.
So I think it's kind of like the consensus around the office that Skylanders aren't necessarily the most well-made figures. I mean, they're nice, they're fun, but like compared to like Infinity or like they're just not that masterfully constructed. Like you just look at the figure itself and it doesn't look like it's made of the same quality materials. They're actually going to have like high quality Skylanders that are like for collectors.
Oh no. This is
so
funny.
If you're like, I want that like awesome Skylander, it doesn't do anything in game. It is literally the same exact figure. It's just a more detailed, actual like toy.
That is so. I have to say, like okay, so you know about how they have the dark Skylanders? They have the regular ones for the supercharged.
That's a whole other thing. There's Dark Bowser and regular Bowser.
And they're like black and silver, right?
Bowser's like got like yellow, and he's got cartoony colors, and then Dark Bowser's got this like armor suit on with black. What'd you say, Kyle?
Black and silver, right? Like that's
yeah,
just what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they have a little line where it's like, oh yeah, it's because when the dark energy was released, some of the Skylanders jumped forward to absorb it. But really,
no, they literally stopped me. I was like, oh, there's dark characters? And they were like, oh yeah, but we can explain. Okay. And I thought it was gonna be like a sales thing, but they were like, see, this dark energy was created, and I was like, no.
It's like someone that's on the
So
Skylanders
I'm-
team read Paradise Lost. These are the fallen Skylanders.
A Paradise Lost reference is always gonna be lost on me, Elise.
John Milton.
No.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, that's just way over my head.
Wait, I just missed the reference. What did she say?
Oh, I said it. I said it's like somebody on the Skylanders team read Paradise Lost, and these are like the fallen Skylanders.
But it's like it's weird because they're just repaints, right? They're not any different inside the game.
Right.
These
Well,
like
they
yeah,
look-
these like
they have a different outfit.
Inside the game? Even?
oh no, I think they're a little more powerful. Yeah, I think they're like.
Oh no! Now we gotta get Dark Bowser.
Pay to win. Must
Dark
be
Bowser
nice.
is School Bowser. The other Bowser that looks like preschool colors, and then Dark Bowser's like, I'm so emo, I'm Bowser.
And he's
Edgy.
stronger.
Preschool colors?
Yeah, they're like very cheery. They're like
Preschool
orange
colors,
and
Huber.
Yellow.
Harsh, yeah, harsh. No comment.
No, like when you have the magic moment, it definitely says like Dark Bowser. Like he's a different figure.
So I'm actually interested in these deluxe versions. So if I have deluxe Spyro and I pop it in, it just says like regular Spyro. It's not deluxe Spyro. Okay.
Right.
That's really
I didn't
weird,
see
man.
Spyro anywhere at any time I've demoed.
Oh really? Is he out? They like.
Spyro's so out.
I'm going to talk more about some of the other games we saw at the.
Well, hold on.
Nintendo
Let's see if we're
Lounge.
doing. Let's see if we're doing Supercharged.
Okay.
Well, we're like Brandon. We're like halfway through. We got a lot more games. We got to go to lightning round.
Okay, we'll be
mode.
quick.
Okay.
There's one other cool thing.
Yeah.
Just as I was talking about Lego Dimensions, I really like it when they don't restrict content, when they like give you access to everything. Previously in Skylanders games, there were lots of elemental restrictions. So it's like this area is only for fire Skylanders.
Yeah.
All that's gone.
Yeah.
Every Skylander can go everywhere.
No.
The only thing that's restricted is the vehicles.
Wow.
So when you get the game, it comes with a car, but it doesn't come with a plane or a submarine, or just like a sea vehicle. And there's like tons of different types of sea vehicles and tons of different types of planes. You just got to get one, and then whatever you like, and then you can access those areas.
I love that.
But you can beat the game with the car. They're like, just with the car, you're fine. Like you can beat the whole thing with that one character.
Yeah, because they used to have stupid like interchangeables. Like, hey, you need a little squid feet to get up this wall.
Right.
And that's gone now. That's great. That's good for
correct.
the franchise. I feel like that'll be good.
It's
for
just the
going
vehicle.
forward.
Yeah, you'll see like a spot that's like, here's where the racetrack starts, and it's just like if I don't have a boat or a sea vehicle, I'll just walk right past that.
Brandon, we got to talk about Street Fighter V.
Okay, yeah, let's do
Wait.
it.
Ben Moore has been zoned out, and he just heard the word Street Fighter V and sat up.
Yeah, Ben Moore is excited.
Wait, before we get to Street Fighter V, the other two games we checked out at the Nintendo Lounge were the Zelda
Triforce Heroes, which was fun.
Oh yeah, so we've been debating about
How
Triforce Heroes.
is it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
quaint.
I loved it.
Quaint is a
I
bad
loved
sign.
Yeah.
It's so adorable. You solve little puzzles with your friends. But what I asked is, what if you don't have two other friends with a DS in this game? Can you still play it? And so we're just wondering, like, we didn't get the question answered of, can you play it online or not? Is that going to be something that is down the road where you can have friends through your DS so you can play it? Or if you only have one friend that you want to play it, like, let's say it's like, your sibling and you each have your DS and you have the game, can you do the puzzles with two instead of three? I mean, it makes sense to have three because of the Triforce, but just to make it accessible to those who don't have the option of having two friends at the same time with the same game
Yeah.
on the same DS.
I'm gonna
type
play
of
it.
system.
I'm gonna play it alone. I'm gonna play
Right?
it by myself.
I think she said you can. I think she said I believe you can play it alone or you can play it with 3 players. She said I don't know about 2.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting? I thought it was interesting too.
So then we would have to party up with someone else online.
Yarn.
Yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World is cute.
It's cute.
One thing I thought was interesting was if you do co-op, one person's on the gamepad and the other person's on the Wiimote.
Yeah.
And when you're aiming the egg, you actually like rotate the Wiimote to.
Sorry, what are we rotating?
What's up?
What are we rotating?
Rotating the Wiimote to like aim. You know how like you
Yeah.
aim where you're like. There's that little dotted line that goes out of Yoshi when it's like, I'm gonna fire my egg there.
Oh, so I'm playing with just the Wii remote?
The second player it is co-op.
Dang.
Yeah.
And then
Do you all
the
mean
other
the
person
Wii
had the
pad?
Wii control, the
gamepad.
gamepad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So I
doesn't
played
mean the
on that,
gamepad.
and that
He means the
one
Wii
used
remote.
the trigger.
Yeah, I did co-op
Yeah.
with Brad at E3.
Well, who got the sucky controller?
I volunteered to have the Wiimote. I said, you take the pad.
And you were cool with that?
Yeah, I mean, there's two buttons in the game. There's jump and tongue.
Brandon, which of you two had the Wii remote?
I had the Wii remote. It was fun.
And I had the gamepad.
And you didn't hate having the worst controller throughout the entire game?
It's like Huber said. There's not a lot of
There's two buttons.
Okay.
It works. It's fine.
All right, Brandon.
It's a 2D platformer.
Ben is here. It's time to talk Street Fighter.
All right.
Okay. What did
So
you
Ken.
see? Yeah.
Ken, baby.
Did you play as Ken?
Ken was crazy.
Yeah.
But you actually might need to get over here because the mic's over here on the laptop.
Okay.
So so can Ben not hear me?
He can hear you in 3 more seconds. There we go. Now he can hear you.
Did you play as
Ben,
Ken?
The lady that demoed Ken was really funny because she's like, oh, so here's Ken's move, and he does this thing, and I was playing as him. I was like, okay, I'll try that out. And then she's like, okay, and then she just destroyed me. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And then I let her play as Ken, and then I was like, oh, look at all the cool stuff you can do. Who's the guy? Kyle, was it Maximilian that we bumped into at the
Yeah.
Nintendo booth last year?
Absolutely.
I love Maximilian.
He was rocking Ken in front of like a huge crowd when I went over to the booth,
Cool.
and everybody was freaking out.
Ken is his main.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Apparently, at the panel, they said we're gonna have someone come up and fight Ono and possibly win a PS4. And Ono was dressed up as Ken, and the guy who came up to demo was dressed as Ken.
Nice.
Played as Ken and won.
Cool.
That is so cool.
Was
I'm
it close?
really
Was it a
jealous
close
of that.
fight?
So like how that's the best day of your life right there. I mean,
Yeah.
you're dressed as Ken at Comic-Con, going to the Street Fighter panel. You beat like the staff with a PS4, playing as Ken when he's announced. That guy did not know Ken was going to be announced when he brought that costume at Comic-Con, and just like all of his dreams came true. It's the Comic-Con of dreams.
I'm so jealous you got to see that.
What are his moves? What is his like V move and all that?
Ben could probably speak more to that. The one thing that I thought was really interesting that I confirmed that no other character can do is Ken can run. So Ken's the only character in the game. Other characters can dash. Ken's the only character in the game who can just run across the whole screen.
And is that tap, like hold it over?
Is that separate from his quick step, which is his V skill?
Okay.
But is that run like something you can do separate from that? Do you know?
I think it might be his V skill. The one thing that they definitely emphasized is they're like, we didn't want to change any button inputs. We don't want to piss off fans and have them have to learn like a whole new set of buttons for every character. They're like, all of the buttons are the same. All of the prompts are the same. They just do like cooler things now. They have like different abilities. So it might, again, like I'm terrible at Street Fighter, so like sure. I couldn't get, and she didn't need to run at me to whoop my butt when she played Ken. So I didn't actually see it in action. But she definitely played that up as a big deal because no other characters can do it. And to me, that seems like a big deal in fighting games because, like a lot, like when I play fighting games, a lot of that is like kind of nervous tension about like which one of us is going to make the first move.
Yeah, definitely.
And if Ken can just be like me every time, I'm just going to run right at you and take you out. And a lot of his stuff seemed a lot more like flame based, like he just like erupts in flame and like a lot of people mentioned. I was talking to a couple fans and they mentioned that like. One of his attacks is a lot more upward now. I think it's like one of his kick attacks. Like he'll move up while he does it, so like he'll juggle people. And just his style is crazy. Like I think it was really interesting. The guy at the booth said that for a long time Ken was kind of like the blonde Ryu. He was like he just seemed like like just a clone of Ryu with different moves and a different personality. And they're like we really wanted to make him his own character.
I think they succeeded with that. I'm actually really excited about the redesign.
This is the first time I've seen this footage. This looks incredible.
And that's the other thing too. Like finally playing the game and getting up and seeing it close up. This game is gorgeous. The
videos don't do it justice. They
really don't.
It looks way better when you're actually playing it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Really?
You were talking a little bit about his sort of adding fire to his moves. That's his V trigger, where you add fire to a lot of his moves, which increases the number of hits. And it seems like you were talking about how one of his moves had a huge like upward trajectory. Apparently, the V trigger changes the trajectory of your moves.
Oh, crazy!
Which sounds really cool, and that is like a huge differentiator from Ryu in Street Fighter V, because it seems like Ryu is going to be more of like a counter zoning character, whereas it seems like Ken at least based on the footage I've seen, is like kind of rushed down in Street Fighter V. But we'll see.
Yeah, they say he's a much more aggressive character than Ryu compared to like past iterations where they're very similar.
Cool.
Yeah, and just the style I think is really interesting. And to me, that seems like a gamble. Like again, I don't follow Street Fighter lore that closely, but to make such a dramatic style difference to a character is like that could have missed big time.
Brandon, Demon's words, man, wants to know. Don't you guys think Ken looks ugly now?
I'm going to say that was probably Demon Sword Man.
Nope, it's Demon's words, man.
I'm honestly, I'm not a fan of the design. He looks a little weird to me. His hair looks like he's wearing a wig.
When I saw a picture, I was not a fan at all. I was like, man, whatever. But now that I saw it in motion, full 180, I'm fully on board.
I think he looks. I think it's cool that he looks different.
I do too.
Neat to see him kind of branch out, and like really become his own character. And like Ian loves to say, what's new about Street Fighter V? It's just like it's not a fighting game. They just add more stuff onto it. So it's cool that they're like, no, we really want to make these choices. We want to make it feel like it's not Street Fighter 4 Advanced Edition. This is 5. This is the time to make huge changes to these characters.
I wonder if they're going to do some slight fourth wall breaking stuff where if you run into Ryu, he's like, "Can you look a little different, man?
Right?
What are you up to?"
Is there a story that travels between the Street Fighter games?
Absolutely, there is. Yes,
there is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's interesting, Brandon, is they haven't announced yet where 5 takes place in the timeline.
Yeah.
What about all the other spin-offs like Third Strike and all these
canon?
So one continual from Street Fighter 1?
Well, kind of. Alpha takes place before anything, and then Street Fighter 4 takes place after 2, before 3.
Cool.
It's crazy how many very, very, very central characters to the lore were introduced in the Alpha series.
Nice.
Like a lot of them.
That's awesome.
So, did you talk to Ono? One of my dreams is to shake that man's hand. So.
There was right as I walked by. That man is adorable. Right as I walked by, he was taking a picture with. There was fans lined up around the booth. And it wasn't just kind of like, oh, okay, I'll sign, because there's autographs happening all over Comic-Con, and it wasn't just like, okay, I'll sign this thing, thank you very much. He got right in with the guy and held up a little figure, was smiling,
That's his Blanca,
and,
yeah.
No, the Street Fighter guy. He dressed up as Ken for the panel, and one of the ladies that works at Capcom said she was behind the scenes before the panel started and saw a blonde wig. It was like, whose is this? And he was like, oh, that's mine.
That's pretty good. That's nice.
So yeah, he looked like he was having a good time. If I see him on the floor, though, I'll give him a big hug for you, though.
Please do.
I don't have a lot of appointments tomorrow. I kind of just want to run around and check everything out. There's a Peanuts game. There's a Peanuts video game.
I saw the Snoopy.
I was going to demo right before I came on, and they're not. It's not playable again until tomorrow morning. So.
Is that the Snoopy one? I think it's from Activision.
It's the Snoopy one, yeah. Brandon,
Yeah.
I'm not excited about that Snoopy game. I'll tell you why. It's made up of blocks, no context.
Oh, okay.
It's just some floating blocks out in nowhere.
Gosh.
I think Snoopy. Does Snoopy have context, Kyle? I think Snoopy. This could be a dream that Snoopy said. Snoopy has a really vivid imagination. He pretends he's the Red Baron.
Yeah.
I can see this just being Snoopy's imagination, man.
It was a dark and stormy night. Yeah, I know Snoopy.
Yeah.
There's no imagination in this game.
I do feel it looks a little off.
Ouch! I'll be sure to tell him that tomorrow, Kyle.
Yeah, just bring it up like a question. Hey, why is there no imagination in your game?
Are you guys planning to put some imagination in this game? Is that?
Brandon, we have 10 minutes. What can we cover? What else can we talk about before we go
so
off?
much stuff.
Okay, I just want to mention the stuff that was here. We don't necessarily have to talk about it. Can you believe this? We can skip Infinity. That's fine. If you guys want to check the archive, I was on Toy Box TV. I got up. They asked me 3 trivia questions. I destroyed all of them.
Nice.
How hard were they?
They were specifically Disney Infinity questions. They're pretty easy. What?
Oh, I just want to say they did tease a new character that's coming up. It was a pretty obvious tease.
Ant-Man. It was actually kind of cute because they were drawing pictures of characters.
Sure.
They were like, let's do one last picture of the new character coming to Disney Infinity, and he just drew a dot.
Oh yeah, that's Ant-Man.
There he is.
Yeah.
But Adam Boyes and Major Nelson raced together on a PS4 in 3.0 on the Toy Box TV stream. I
That's
took a
cool.
picture of it and threw it up on Twitter. I was
On
like,
Easy
what am I looking at
Alliance.
right
Who won the race?
I believe Major Nelson did.
Nice.
As Yoda. Well, he got in 5th place.
Not surprised.
He beat Adam.
Okay.
You actually played Syndicate, right?
Hold on. I'm sorry. There's one more thing. This is really important to me. I don't think they showed the kart racing at E3. Was it good? Because this is Sumo Digital doing this kart racing stuff.
They showed everything at E3, and I didn't get a chance to play any of it because there was so much stuff to check out. The racing is great, and actually, Kyle, you like hubs? There's a hub, baby.
Oh, that's what I'm
there's
talking
a beautiful, There's a beautiful hub. It's got big blimps that are like floating around, and if you have a flying character, you can get up on the blimp and just like stand on it, like the crowd's cheering. There's
That's the good stuff.
There's like posters for all the different races, and
All right,
that's where you pick your racer and then go into the race and stuff. And it's cool because you can use any car from 1.0, 2.0, or 3.0.
Blood really does want to move on to Syndicate, though.
Okay.
right.
Well, we can skip Syndicate. It was the E3 demo basically.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
and not only the E3 demo, but the demo that everyone saw when they announced the game. So
Anything new? Anything changed? A different route they took, or mission flexibility?
I played it, so I took the route. Like they did that one thing where he shot the thing of bricks and it landed on a guy. Like I totally missed the guy.
Oh, that's funny.
But the one thing I can say about Syndicate is I really enjoy the physicality of the grappling hook. So just finishing Arkham Knight, it's a bit unrealistic, gloriously unrealistic. But when you zip somewhere in Arkham Knight, you go 80 miles an hour towards your objective. Whereas there definitely feels like there's a weight, a lot like Assassin's Creed, the way they handle platforming, to the grappling hook and to the way you move around, which I enjoyed. And I like the carriages are fun because you can hop off, kind of like Just Cause. You can hop onto the back of the carriage. So if somebody's jumped on your carriage and is trying to get you out, you can jump on and fight him, right? And the horse will just keep on going down the street.
Brandon, did you
so
find your Just Cause magnet?
I did not find a Just Cause magnet. I've been looking for him.
Oh my gosh.
Have you heard about this, Kyle?
No, what is this?
Square Enix just put magnets all over the place.
Cool.
The magnets are on his feet, so Rico's stuck on a wall.
Yeah,
that is cool.
And they just put them everywhere. There's a lot of that at Comic-Con. There's a lot of we scattered crap all over San Diego. Go find it.
Yeah, because people tweet about it.
Yeah.
That's
One
genius.
last word wants to know, was Seedlings the game? I mean, Minecraft story mode at Comic-Con.
No.
No? Okay.
We have yet to get Ian's stance on Minecraft story mode.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Okay.
He says it's pretty weird.
Ian's official stance is it's pretty weird.
Didn't they announce a new Walking Dead game though? Michonne?
Yeah,
Oh
maybe.
yeah, what is that Walking Dead game? It's top down.
No, it's
There's
a
a
new
VR
Telltale.
Walking Dead game that I haven't checked out.
There's a new
That's
Telltale
over at-
Walking Dead game.
Oh.
Minecraft story mode
I
seems
heard about
different
that.
enough that it's fine.
Oh yeah, isn't there? Wait, are you saying it's a Michonne based, about Michonnes?
I
Whoa.
believe so. Yeah.
I didn't hear about it at all.
That's ringing a bell somewhere in the back of my mind too.
That might have just been a trailer or announcement. I definitely did not see that anywhere.
Chat,
Okay.
please
Well,
confirm.
it's
Please confirm.
Yeah.
Chat.
Or deny.
Yeah.
Michonne's awesome.
I
Word.
We
agree.
can all agree on that.
Word. So let's moving on from Infinity 1.0.
Transformers.
I checked out Bandai Namco. I played Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, Saint Seiya Soldier Soul, One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, Sword Art Online, and a 3DS game called Dragon Ball Z Butoden.
Tell me
which
about
is
that
like
one.
old 90s.
Extreme Butoden.
Tell me
Extreme
about
Butoden,
Butoden.
sorry.
If it's not Dark Souls 3, man, come on.
It is not Dark Souls 3, that is for sure. And played Battleborn again, played Orendi, who I hadn't played before, who's voiced by Ashley Birch.
Hold on. Huber's really curious about how good Dragon Ball Z is on the 3DS.
It reminds me of an old 90s fighter, like the Justice League fighting game, or it's just except there's lots of flight, so you can move up off, you start on the floor and you can move up.
Cool.
And you can pick 3 characters, and then those 3 characters appear on the touchpad screen, so you can just click the character and then they fly in.
Is that coming out this year?
I think all of Bandai Namco stuff that they showed at Comic-Con's coming out this year.
Brandon, very important question.
Yes.
Will you see Dragon Ball Z Resurrection of F with us when it comes out in theaters early next month?
Sure.
Yes. Confirmed.
If that's
Confirmed.
important
On
to you
stream.
that I'm there, let's do it.
Okay.
Locked in.
Locked in.
I'm gonna be really annoying the whole time. Every 2 minutes, I'm gonna lean over and be like, "Okay, so who is this character? Who's that guy? Is that what the?"
They're all Goku.
Got it. I played as old Goku and young Goku, so they're both available. There are only like 4 or 5 characters that were available in the demo. So
We need to know your official stance on Gohan.
okay.
What do you think of Gohan? Okay, fine. I got to hear about Transformers before we go. I'm really curious.
Yeah, that's the game I want to end on. There's a Deus Ex Mankind Divided panel tomorrow that I want to check out. So there's a Lego Avengers panel tomorrow, so there might be more announcements for that. Like I said, this Peanuts game I'm curious to get my hands on. And like there might be a new Halo 5 multiplayer mode playable at the show. I'm not sure. I've only been to the Xbox Lounge briefly. I'm going to check that out more tomorrow. But I don't know. Like when they say there's going to be something like zombies from Call of Duty Black Ops is really confusing because they're like zombies is going to be at Comic-Con, but like not really. Like you can't play it. Like they're going to talk about it, and then there's like an obstacle course with like zombies grabbing at you.
That's
it's
funny.
like I want to play it.
Yeah.
So
it's not like being at E3. It's way different.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe there might be another Halo 5 thing, but Transformers, that's the last thing
Yes.
that I want to talk about. I'm fresh off of Transformers. I literally just played it and then came right in onto GT Live.
Riding on Bumblebee.
The whole way.
Straight to
Speaking of Bumblebee, I played as Bumblebee. So this is Platinum, man. Is this the game they brought to our stage?
Yes. Yeah.
This game rules.
Cool.
That's what I like to hear.
The environments aren't that great. Like the environments are like a little enclosed. Like I was in a city and they were clearly like go this way. But you start the game, you can select between Optimus, Bumblebee, and Wheeljack right at the beginning of the game. Those 3 characters were playable along with Grimlock and Sideswag. All of the original, if they're still alive, all of the original voice actors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And so I played as Bumblebee. Bumblebee was all sassy, and you can, if you hold down the RB button or R1 on PS4, then if you like hold it, if you just tap it, then he does a dodge. But if you hold it down, he'll do an attack. And then it is the most combo-heavy Transformers game ever created. It's ridiculous. Like I went into the move list, and there were just like 40 different combos that they could do.
Good.
Yeah. They have light attacks, strong attacks, and then I think after you do like 4 or 5 attacks, you get a chance to do a transform attack. So if you like hit the transform button, they'll like transform into their vehicle and slam it. So like Bumblebee would like switch into a car and rev his tires and like drive right into the guy. And then at the end of the demo, the Devastator showed up. Yeah. And he was stomping around this huge arena, and every now and then he would slam into the ground, and the ground would like terraform, so like pieces of the earth would pop up, and you could jump on those to get up to his face to do damage.
Oh, so it's like a legit boss fight.
Yeah, I mean, and they had 3 difficulty settings. I played it on the lowest just to like get through it because I'm like, it's platinum, who knows?
Yeah.
And he said the medium thing is pretty tough. He's like, I think it's called like warrior difficulty. He's like, that's actually like a challenge. And he's like, it's platinum. He's like, that that bottom tier is tough. And I mean, not only Comic-Con, but like at shows, you don't really see difficulty options in a demo a lot.
Very true.
So I thought that was cool to see that not only in a Platinum game, but in a Transformers game, that like, if you want this Transformers game to be really difficult, you can go for it.
That's awesome, actually. Good observation.
And it was cool that depending on what character you picked, other characters would show up. So like before I played, the guy in front of me played Grimlock, and then he was going through the levels and like bumped into Optimus, bumped into Bumblebee, and they'd help out for one fight, and then like, okay, I'm gonna stay here, you keep going. And then I went in and I picked Bumblebee, and so where he met with Optimus, it was now Grimlock, and Grimlock called Bumblebee out by name, was like, hey, Bumblebee, help me with this. So like, depending on the character you pick for each level, all the characters change that you meet up with. And
I'm so pumped.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, I mean, and it's the guy who directed Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Yeah.
Nice.
Brandon, I had him here on the couch, and I asked him one question. I was so bummed.
And it's fun. It reminds me, you were talking about Sumo Digital being involved in Disney Infinity. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, we literally pitched this to Platinum, and Platinum was like, Transformers? We're done. Let's do it. We're down. Let's go. Like, they were so excited about working with the brand, and especially, like, you know, how good they can make cell shading look, and, like, and the fact that it's totally, I got the most amazing poster of, like, all, like, the Autobots and, like, Decepticons all attacking each other in space. It's just classic Transformers, you know, like, if you're tired of, it's like the only thing that gives classic Transformers respect now is video games.
Well, and
maybe
comic
an
books.
animated film every now and then, and comic books.
They got some legit comic books.
What if this Transformers game approaches Rising level of quality?
Oh my gosh.
What? Not even What If, man, is going
It
to.
looks incredible.
Yeah.
I
there
love
are
Hyman
weapon- there are weapon
Studios, but
drops?
oh my god, Platinum
So you
Games.
can-
Nothing
you
compared
can,
to
like,
Platinum.
Yeah.
You can go through and like you might drop like Optimus's axe. So you can like equip Optimus with. You can equip up to 4 weapons. You can change weapons mid combo.
Cool.
So you can have like a gun and have Optimus be shooting his gun, and for like the last part of the combo, he'll pull his axe out and use it, and then you have the
Nice.
axe.
And then turn into a
like some-
truck and ram. Yeah, there's
some
that's too
Bayonetta
much.
stuff.
That's really great. So
Yeah.
Brandon, we've reached 7 o'clock. Let us know what your favorite part of Comic-Con has been, video games or not. Also, you, Amanda, let us know what's been great at Comic-Con so far.
Being on Toy Box TV, I'm selfish. I mean, that was rad. If you guys don't know, that's their weekly show that they do, and they actually only recently have started streaming Disney Infinity on twitch.tv/Disney. So it wasn't even twitch.tv/Disney Infinity. This was like the official Disney Twitch channel.
Nice.
And Andrea and I got on, and
No,
some guy mooned the thing, like because it was like Good Morning America, not Good Morning America. It was like Good Day LA, or like what's the show in New York where they have the people in the background like
Good Morning America.
That's
hold
the
up
Today
signs.
Show.
Like, look, Mom, I'm on TV.
Yeah.
And they had like I could see that in the background, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. And only one guy like actually like dropped his pants and put his like butt cheeks right up against the
Put him
glass.
on the
Yeah.
glass.
Only one guy. Okay.
Jeez.
Did he get arrested?
No,
Nope.
and really, just other people, like humans were watching,
Yeah.
and none of us wanted to see his butt.
Vader walked by at one point, like lightsaber ignited, just like Vader.
Yeah.
And Jeff Keighley walked by.
Jeff Keighley walked by.
For me, that's
A
my
wild
favorite part
Keighley.
about Comic Con is that you just walk around and you go, "Hey, that's my friend," or "Oh my gosh, there's that person that I really admire," and it gives you an opportunity to approach people that you might not normally talk to, or people that you've worked with before but you never see. And so just that combination, getting all of these people with like-minded goals and things that they enjoy doing together, shared geekiness over various properties. It's just a magical place to be a nerd.
Today, I was upstairs where all the panels are, eating a Subway sandwich. I got a sandwich at Subway, leaving Petco Park after I played Battleborn, and I made back in. I sit down and take one bite of my Subway sandwich and look up, and Joss Whedon just walks by. No one notices him.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is it possible that Joss Whedon can just walk around Comic-Con? And people are like, nobody, not one. I was looking at every single person that someone, one person has to be like, oh my God, it's Joss Whedon.
You just got a sandwich in your mouth, and you're just like.
It was just some nerd with glasses. Some guy way too old to be going to Comic-Con.
I truly.
But that's the thing is there's babies here and there's people that are in their 70s. There's no age on these things, and there's so much to enjoy. It's really a great place to be.
Thank you two for trying to share Comic-Con as well as you could for this past hour. We appreciate it.
And follow us on Twitter. We're posting pictures and stuff too. So
How do we do that?
I'm at Amanda_Troop. After I was on GT Live last time, I asked chat, how do I change my stupid handle on Twitter? And I got advice and I did. So I'm at Amanda_Troop.
And I'm at GameTrailersVO. And I will post stuff. I got a picture of the screens of me playing Lego Avengers, so I'll put that up.
Nice.
Cool.
But yeah, so technically it goes until Sunday, but we'll be heading back on Sunday. But we got all day tomorrow, so I'm gonna run around and
tonight.
And tonight as well, pick up some stuff for some stuff for friends and check out the Xbox Lounge a little bit more.
We didn't do our number 11, but we should pitch our countdown, which I think I'm going to go ahead and put up tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What's our countdown?
Well, Brandon, what's our countdown? You're in
Our
charge
countdown is the top 10 superheroes that deserve better games. So these are superheroes that have been in games before. They've gotten games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tempting to do the countdown where you're like, these are superheroes that never got good games, but then what do you show? Because you can't show gameplay. So these are some that they might have been in Disney Infinity or Marvel Ultimate Alliance or DC superhero or Lego Batman or something, but they really deserve their own game. My number 11 is Green Lantern. Green Lantern didn't make the list.
My number 11's Aquaman.
Yeah, man.
Trident to the chest, God of War style.
And before we leave, I need to see the dramatic conclusion of what's been going on with Neo and Agent Smith. Don, what's happening over there?
Oh yeah, I moved on to the Penguin actually. I found
So wait, are Neo and Agent Smith just passed out? They just
they're down
wrestled till they fell asleep?
Yeah, Smith is interrogating Neo right now, so you know how that goes.
That's a very intimate interrogation they have going on the couch.
Yeah. I have a short speech, though.
Oh, whoa, what?
Speech.
Yeah.
Dog speech.
As the penguin.
Okay, so,
This is directly to chat.
okay, directly to chat. Here we go.
Okay. My dear chat, we stand on a great threshold. It's okay to be scared. Many of you won't be coming back. Thanks to the Batman, the time has come to punish all God's children. First, second, third, and fourth born. Why be biased? Male and female. Hell, the sexes are equal, with their erogenous zones blown sky high. Forward march! The liberation of Gotham has begun! Happy Comic-Con! The voice is a little off. But.
No, that was too perfect. Don, thank you so much.
They're calling you the Dogwin.
Yeah,
The Don win.
the Don wins. We brought the spirit of Comic-Con here to LA, here to you and watching at home. Thank you so much for watching. GT Live will be back at its normal time next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you so much
Correct.
for
I
watching.
will not be here.
Wait, what?
I won't be host next week. You will be back, Mr. Bossman.
I'll be
next
hosting
week.
next week. Yeah, absolutely. And we have the person from Neverending Nightmares next week, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah. So cool.
With,
Well,
with the exciting news.
with exciting news. So we got a cool show next week. Hope to see you then. And have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.